Hey, my Legion. How y'all doing today? Now, this is the start of the Halloween season. And people ask where's Skullface Man at? Well, he got the clown from Kill Clowns from Outer Space because Miller hates clowns. So, you got me. And I'm here today to review the Rob Zombie's Munsters reboot. The 2022 Munsters movie that Rob Zombie directed. And right away, when my buddy John told me that, I said, Rob Zombie's directing a Munsters movie, boy, what, is it going to be all F-bombs or something like that? And I told Spoo, he said, oh my God, he's going to ruin it. And I didn't know it was going to be on Netflix. I felt like Sunday night it's going to be on Netflix, so I wanted to watch it. And I know people were slamming it for like the trailer and stuff like that, say it's going to be lousy and stuff like that. It's definitely like a made-for-video or made-for-Netflix type movie. Now, as a kid, I remember watching the Munsters, the old black and white TV show, and loving it when I was little. And they had that in the Addams Family. They had some big competition, like what was better, the Addams Family or the Munsters? And I saw the videotape later on. They said they liked the Addams Family because of the script. And they thought the humor was more sharp, whereas the Munsters was just special effects and stuff like that. I don't really agree with that, but that's what some of the critics said. But what made the Munsters work was just the actors, how good the actors were, like Al Lewis's grandpa, Yvonne DiCarlo's Lily, and also especially Fred Gwynn as Herman Munster, And since that came about, I think in the late 60s, there was a movie called Munsters Go Home that Universal did. It played in theaters. On TV, there was some called the Munsters Revenge. Those are both pretty good. Then in 1990, there was, they tried to bring it back. I remember I was in Fort Bragg at the time. I caught it just by accident. I was on real early in the morning, like 9 o'clock on weekday, and usually I'm working. There's a Fort Bragg, I'm in the Army, I was working. But I saw like 1 or 2 episodes. It was okay. It wasn't that great. The only one I remember, I only saw like 1 or 2 episodes, because I didn't really clamor or like bust my butt to go see any more episodes. But I remember they were in court and like Scott Baio was a lawyer. It was okay. Well, anyway, we got the new Munsters movie on Netflix. Now, Jeremy Jahns did like a little short about that. He said this Munsters thing's taking forever. He's like at the 55-minute mark. And he said, well, should I go to bed? That means starting the movie over again and then doing that tomorrow. He said, I'm going to bed. And he did a little short subject about that, and it's getting a lot of views. Anyways, this is my interpretation of Munsters. It just dropped on Netflix. I'm going to put this up Wednesday at noon. I just saw it. I'm going to do a couple videos and go to bed. It's okay. The thing is, I think I'll tell you the goods and the bads. Well, the bad is, it seems like slow paced. It seems like it's really drawn out. It seems like they could have like edited it a little bit tighter. It's like an hour and 49 minutes. It talks about their origins and how, not giving anything away. Talks about their life in Transylvania, how he met Lily Munster, they got married, and then they went to America. That's the movie. That's how, and then it's like, they have like the black and white opening at the very end, so maybe they're going to make into a series. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work. That's the negative right there. But a lot of the good things is, like, it's in color for the most part. And the colors really pop. It's like, they use, like, the color motif in, like, Suspiria or Creepshow, and it really works. It's really good. A lot of the set design's good. A little bit of it's clunky. There's a couple parts during, like, the wedding, which is pretty cool, but there's a couple parts that look like a little cheesy and cheap. And the costumes are great. And one of the biggest pluses is the guy who plays Herman Munster is fantastic. And the guy who plays Grandpa is fantastic. Now, Lily, played by Sherry Moon Zombie, just seems like she's channeling Elvira. She just seems like she's imitating Elvira the whole movie. And then the girl plays Elvira in it towards the end as the real estate agent. I laughed a couple times. Not that often. Wait, let me... No, I don't want to stop recording. Okay. I mean, I laughed a couple times. There was a couple parts that made me laugh a little bit. It wasn't like a laugh riot. The movie, it wasn't. It was okay. And by the end, I mean, it ended up being very entertaining. But like I said, it was slow paced at parts, and it just seemed like it could have been edited down to maybe 90 minutes. It might have been better. Oh, speaking about that, I forgot to mention NBC had a show. There was like a pilot episode called Mockingbird Lane, which absolutely sucked. And there was going to be a series that was pilot. It was rejected by NBC, thank God. But it released as a Halloween special. It had like Jerry O'Connell and Eddie Izzard, and it was terrible. I hated it. That really sucked. This is way better than that. But it's not perfect. I think Rob Zombie got some of the retro stuff good. I mean, it could have been better. I give it a mild 7 out of 10 for the Munsters. I did enjoy it for the most part. So I hope you like this video. Bye. Till next time, please. Take care of my legion. All right.